All right, shalom, shalom to all the Akim, Akwathim, the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before we start, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, YARAMYAH, QADASH. Peace and blessings to the whole family that listen and learn the Akim, Akwathim, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and to the elder bishops as well. Much respect to the mighty Gabarim out there in the highways and hedges, bidding Yashar to the marriage, and to the Gabarim making videos of edification to wake up the little sheep. Salutations to the whole family scattered abroad that be under the speckled bird. Once again, I have the mighty brother here, Ibadia. His channels are YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Badza, YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Badcha. Okay, and today's topic we're going to speak on is, as you see, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Okay, and obviously we understand that this is an oppressive state that we're in. Okay, we have strangers above us, as it says in the book of Deuteronomy, part of the curses. The strangers that come in and be very high, and we should be very low. Okay, and we living in a low state. All right, clocking in 9 to 5, working under the heathen. Okay, having no accounts of our labors. All right, it's never enough. All right, the food is tainted, the air is toxic. Okay, and it's bringing down our flesh, man. At the same time, we're being pushed down to the sorceries of the music. Okay, through their philosophy, so on and so forth. Okay, so that was let me get that in Ecclesiastes 7:7. It says, what? Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. So before we get into that, I want to go into the meaning of oppression. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the Strong's Concordance, and this is the Hebrew word.
Strong's H 6233. Oshik.
Okay, Oshik. And let's get into that. Let's slow that. And it says, got oppression, extortion, injury. Oppression, extortion, gained by extortion. Okay, and that actually that last definition, the injury, reminds me of what it says in Sirach, I believe Sirach 10:8. Due to unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay, so guess what? Through oppressive measures, man. Okay, what did they do to the tribe of Gad? All right, they were subtle, deceitful, and then what did they do? They reigned over them. They starved them out. They broke many treaties and they oppressed them. And guess what? They placed a byword and a proverb under them and called them what? Native Americans or Native Indians. And Indians means savage. Okay. So now going back to the scripture, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Now, according to the scriptures, what is wisdom? Okay. Well, wisdom is part of what? Getting that understanding, right? The fear of the Lord. Let's get that real quick in Proverbs 4 and verse 7.
And remember, wisdom is the principal thing.
Beautiful. Yep. This is Proverbs 4 and 7. It says, wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. So what is the understanding? That, hey, that we're in the land of our captivity. The brother and I just talked a little, chopped up a little bit and talked about what? This is not the place of our rest, man. We're not supposed to succeed here. Okay, we're here as a what? As a punishment due to our transgressions. We have the basis of men placed over us, as it says in what? Daniel, the 4th chapter, which also goes into what? The power of the Lord. Okay, he placed the basis of men over us. All right. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me get that and I hand it over to the brother. I want to get that in the book of Daniel. Okay.
Yeah, you build, baby, build.
Okay.
Build.
I believe it's Daniel 4 and 8 or 4 and 7. Salakia. Daniel 4. Salakia. Daniel 4 and 17. There we go. Salakia. All right, let's get to the point. Daniel 4 and 17 says what? This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, the prophets. It says what? To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Now check this out. It says what? And giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setting up over it the basis of men. And those base men are also talked about in Job, the 30th chapter. Okay, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child. Okay, they nettled in the bushes. All right, they were chased up into the caves like thieves. Okay,
Right.
the scriptures don't say what they are the base men, viler than the earth, man.
Violent.
And this is why we're in the state that we're. This is why what the world is in a place of turmoil. Okay, it's out of course. Okay, everything is upside down, as it says in Isaiah the 29th chapter. All right, the righteous order is construed. We have the woman on top. Okay, actually, I should say we have the woman and the effeminate man on top. Okay, because the masculine man, the righteous masculine man, is in that low place. All right.
I got a quick.
Shalom to the brother serving Yahweh. Shalom wa barakatah. You got it up.
Right, real quick to back you up on that. You know, like we said, you have the women in set up because it goes back to the order of Esau. Esau is the complete. Think about this. The Lord said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Well, who does the Lord say he loved? He loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. You mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
Esau lacks any wisdom of YAHAWASHI because he's the polar opposite of what the Lord loves. So the Lord has, because a man has no other choice but to what? Hate him. So he's contrary to all of our doings, right? Like it says in, I think it's Wisdom of Solomon, is it the 5th chapter? I think it's the 5th chapter, 2nd chapter. But it goes to say that we are contrary to their doings.
Yep.
So in other words, it's because we're the righteous. And they're the wicked. Oh, go ahead, out. What you say?
Sure, it's not the was it the 2nd chapter? Wisdom of Solomon 2?
It might be, right? But going back, like you said, the Lord said, even going to 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, it says, of course, Yahweh is the head, YAHAWASHI, Yahweh is the head of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI is the head of the men, which by default, Yahweh and YAHAWASHI is over us, and the man is over the women, and the women are over the children until the son reaches puberty. Then he goes with his father. Because after that point, you can't teach him how to be a man. She's going to raise him as being a boy. But what they've done, they put the woman above all to the point you got these black unconscious fools saying that the woman is God. You know? So this is Psalm 82, verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, which means move. So in other words, what does it mean they walk on in darkness? Well, what did Yahawashi say? He come to bring light in the world, but they love darkness. When you go to 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, the 6th verse, that light is the knowledge
of the Lord.
So they don't want to know. They despise the knowledge. They despise the wisdom of the Lord. They despise his counsel. So all the courses of the earth are out of whack, which is what the brother was saying. So that brings oppression upon us because they don't uphold the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. They uphold the Bill of Rights, their amendment, their constitutions, which all of that is just laws of the land, not the laws of the Bible. And what that goes to, they have laws that they can change whenever they want. Thus says the Lord, his word is now. His word was then, now, and forever, which means continuing, infinite. It will never change. It will always be the same, right? So, with that being said, that's how you know that Esau, Edom is not fit to be a king, not fit to be a ruler, right? So, forgive me, Salaki, you have something you want to bring out really quick?
Oh, Khan, the brother Kazak Banyahala just brought out something that's beautiful, man. Habakkuk 2 and 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And that's another thing too. Esau, Edom, he has no faith. And how can you have faith if you lack wisdom? If you lack the fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom. See, it even shows you the power of the Lord as well, because if you go to Ecclesiastes the 7th chapter, and it goes to let's get that real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. It says, consider the work of Yahweh, who can make straight which he hath made crooked. So the Lord made Esau Edom to be crooked, man. This is why the brother, when he brought out the book in the book of Psalms, that what? The whole earth is out of course. If you have a crooked generation, a crooked rulership, guess what? The whole world worth is not going to be balanced. It's not going to be stable, right? Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge should be stability of thy times. Esau, Edom doesn't have wisdom, knowledge, or what? The stability on the right-hand side. Okay. See, you need that on the right-hand side in order to what? To keep the earth in a perfect balance. Exactly.
That's heavy because people, a lot of people don't really well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but a lot of people, let me not say a lot. I would say a plethora of those who believe in YAHAWASHI don't really understand that when you read Isaiah 33:6, where it says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability. The word stability, when you go into the blue letter Bible, the root word there is amawan, which is faith. Knowledge and wisdom will be our faith in this time. So what we know and what we obtain through the Spirit is what will keep us balanced. And going back to being balanced, right? Well, last time I checked, a balance being is straight, ain't it? So it's only one way you can go, and and that's between the fire and the water on the one side, between the rock and the hard place. And the brother brought it up, Kazak Bun Yahweh, the wisdom of Solomon 2:10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. And what I said earlier, I said I may live the life of a peasant, but I have obtained the wisdom of a king. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice. The brother just pretty much, the Bible, the scriptures is pretty much confirming what I said earlier. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not of our turn. And he is clean, contrary to our doings. Can you give me Psalms 12:6, Baba Kasha? He upbraideth us with our offending the law. See? Because you do what? You promote iniquity. You promote sin, so we upbraid you about it, and guess what it do? It rub you the wrong way, Esau, because you know you ain't right. And objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. And the word education means to draw out. So education is pretty much in doctrine. It means to see what skills do you have so what we could put you here in society. That's all it means. Go ahead,
Exactly. This is Psalms 12, and you said verse 5?
Verse 6, or maybe 5, but it's really
verse
6,
5, when it says, for the oppression of the poor.
Yep.
Got you. Yep. This is Psalms 12, and so that verse 5, and it says, for the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy. Now will I rise, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him.
Lord set us in safety against who? The man that is upset that we upbraided him because he offended the law and he oppressed us in trying to keep the law. Hell, it's a crime in today's society to be a man, which biologically we're supposed to be. But they promote men who have effeminate spirits. That ain't right. So how you think a masculine, strong, very, very passionate, very headstrong man feels when he see this flimsy dude around him telling him, hi, wait a minute, I'm looking at a man, but you sound like a woman. That's confusion. Go ahead.
That's the straight confusion, man. Straight damn confusion, man. Like the scriptures say, woe to them that call evil good and good evil, man. This type of this backward society, man. These grievous and unrighteous decrees that allow things like this to go on is very vexing towards us, man. Just like how Lot was conversation with the vex of the wicked, was vexed with the conversation of the wicked, man. The filthy conversation of the wicked. We got to see this all the time on the TV. I remember I was watching a show on, what was it, Netflix or Hulu? Oh no. The Last of Us. There we go.
I watched that last night.
We was talking about that. We was talking about that. And I have the game. And when I saw that episode that had the sodomy in it, I'm like, yo, why, man? Why
a whole episode? Why?
Exactly. Yep.
Then they died anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they died, but it's like, yo, like, why, man? That stuff was never in the game. But you know what? We live in an upside down society ruled by the basis of men.
Bible Kashah, you can read that 6th verse real quick.
Got you. Yeah, got you. This is Psalms 12 and verse 6. And it says, the words of the Lord Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times.
Salakia. Don't forgive me. Purified 7 times. Forgive me, Salakia. So we speak the pure words of Yahweh.
Yep.
Once again, going back to what the brother Chazak bun Yahweh to drop, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not of our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. How are we clean? Not only because of Yahawah's blood, of course, but because the word we speak are pure words, and it upbraids them, it kills them. It's like Stephen when he was speaking to the Israelites that tried to condemn him. He upbraided us with our offending the law and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Exactly.
Yep.
You know, if you got anything, I'll go ahead and add on.
You know, it reminds me how it says that what does it say? I'll just get it. I think it's in the book of I can't remember. I think it's Jeremiah, where it says, I'll put my words in your mouth, and there should be a fire. And as people would.
Jeremiah 5 and 14.
Con, yeah. Jeremiah 5 and 4. Let me just get that because I kind of butchered it.
Yeah, go ahead,
but that's what it let's see. Oh, see, now it wants to act up. So I want to get that. Yeah, if you don't mind, it's acting up.
I got you. This is Jeremiah chapter 5. Jeremiah chapter 5. Verse 14.
14. There we go. Yep.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. This is Jeremiah 5 and verse 14. It says, wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, because ye speak this word, right? Which is what? Pure words to the furnace 7 times. It says, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people would, and it shall devour them. And this is why Esau, Edom, okay, and all the wicked, especially the 2/3, are feeling the heat, man. And this is why Esau, Edom is coming down with great wrath. It says in Revelation, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. Okay, because why? They had to stop this word, man. They're seeing that their queendom is falling. Okay, and they surely oppress. You got it? What happened?
Yeah. Hey, I have a quick. Hold on. Did you want me to get something?
Oh no! I thought you was gonna say something.
I'm gonna add on to what you just read. Is this?
Bring it up.
Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 9. This is what the Lord had done to us. This is why Esau Edom despises us. Then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and Yahweh said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. So with that being said, matter of fact, yesterday I had uploaded a video saying only the prophets should be reading the Bible. Because the Bible only written for the prophets and those who believe in the prophecies. Why is that? Because the prophet on the planet Earth, the highest order out of all mankind is a prophet. Because that's the Lord directly speaking to all nations on earth through a man. Because what happened when King David had laid down with Bathsheba and sent her husband out to war?
Front lines.
Nathan the prophet came to him and gave him a parable. He said that there was a rich man, a rich king, that had all this cattle, right? All the cattle he wanted, but there was this poor man that had one cattle that he loved so dearly. But the rich man went and took that poor man's cattle, and he had none left. And King David was like, where is this man? Let's go find this man, and let's bring this man to justice. Then Nathan the prophet told King David, you are that man.
Oof.
So who could tell King David that, you know what I'm saying, what he can do and if he's wrong or not? A prophet could. And that's exactly what Nathan did. And then that's when the Lord, I forgot which son it was, he put a plague on one of his sons. King David was fasting for a whole week, and then he wouldn't eat anything or whatnot. Then he went back up to Bathsheba, and then that's when Solomon was born. When Solomon goes back to the word shalom, which means peace,
Shalom,
because when
peace.
she was grieving, so he gave her another child by laying down with her.
Yep.
So Nathan at that moment had power over David to let him know you did wrong and the Lord's going to judge you. You know. So the Lord said he set us over all nations. That's why it said that it grieves them because we're contrary to them, we're clean to them because they offended the law. So guess what? There's a constant battle between us and evil because they are pressing us. They keep pressing down on us.
Yep.
Because we're trying to be righteous in the Job 9:24, an earth that's been given to the hands of the wicked. We're trying to be righteous. It's constantly going to be tension. Go ahead, Al.
It's constantly going to be tension, man, and that's beautiful too because we, like you said, man, we're in a constant battle with the wicked, man. This is, I want to get that real quick. Salakia. This is Sirach chapter 33, and I'm starting at verse 14.
Beautiful.
It says, what good is set against evil, and life, right? The law is life, and life against death, right? The wages of sin is death. And Esau, Edom, what? he adds sin upon sin, iniquity. Okay. He is profane, which means out of the temple. Sirach 33:14 says, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godlies. All right. So that shows you the balance of the Lord as well. But it's a constant battle. That's why it tells us in the scriptures, it says what? To endure hardness like a good soldier. And why is that? Because we're in a constant battle. All right. The oppression is that hardness, man. Okay. We have to endure this until YAHAWASHI rises up to that prey. Okay. But at the end of the day, man, like the brothers brought out before we came on, YAHAWASHI is constantly reminding us this is not the place of our rest, man. And we're going to have to go through these things until what? Until YAHAWASHI comes. And I want to get this from Kazaban YAHAWAH, because this goes into how not only is just, we have a wicked ruler, but the people have become just like the wicked ruler as well. This is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 1. And it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So think about this. This goes back. This reminds me of what? Proverbs 29:2. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, but if the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So we can clearly see that the wicked are bearing rule. Everybody's in a constant state of anxiety and depression and anger. Okay.
Perplexity.
Exactly. Yep. Everybody's under what? Medications. Okay. We got the foul bread. All right. People are getting sick, diabetes, sexually transmitted diseases and infections, all under what? The rulership of the wicked, man. And those who are not dwelling in wisdom, this goes into, even the 2/3, man. Well, even the 2/3 are starting to come out and say, we understand that this dude is wicked, but at the same time, they're not what? Repenting, man.
Nope.
They understand, like, we got wicked dudes up in office, but still what? They're comfortable with that gift, right? Because the gift destroys the heart. And what is that gift?
Salaki real quick.
Yep.
Oh, General Yohanan of ISUPK, he said it himself. And we know the white man's the devil. Yep. You gonna go down there and get that Maxine. What?
Right, exactly, man.
Yep. The circumcision whose mouths must be shut. Go ahead,
Their mouths must be shut, man. Bring them the damnable heresies, man. Those are the circumcision. And seeing those are the circumcision, they got a lot of blood on their hands, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got camps like IUIC. And I love when Elder Apostle GABAR always says it, man. I guess there was a video where they were like, is it Israelite party? Is it Israelite party? He would say that sometimes,
Right, but right.
We're in oppression. Why the hell are we in the house of mirth? We're constantly getting shot down in the streets. We still have to clock in at a 9 to 5. You still see blatant racism all over the media. But yet you want to hold hands with the wicked, man. Right? Hand join the hand. The wicked should not go unpunished. Okay? So yeah, man. We're living in oppression, man. And only the wise can see it. Like the YAHAWASHI said, blessed are your eyes that you can see, man. We can definitely see this, man. We can definitely see what's going on. This is
let me get this for you really quick.
Yep.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. it is better to go to the house of mourning.
Ooh, exactly.
Than to go to the house of feasting.
Mm-hmm.
For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
Yep.
Right? Verse 5, jumping down. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. It's an Israelite party. It's a right,
Yep.
right? For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity, and it goes back to what you open up with. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So we patiently, here's the patience in the faith of the saints, rather than those who proudly want to have an Israelite party in captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
But you know, just like, and that goes well with the brother just brought out in Sirach 10 and 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are the officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And that brings me to what it says in the, let me get that, the book of Psalms, because you know, going into this wicked rulership under Esau, Edom, if you go to Psalms chapter 12 and verse 8, it says the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Okay, so in this case, we can apply it to what? These wicked camps. Okay, who's under the what's the contract? That contract, all right, they took the bag, man. Okay, the 501c, exactly, the 501c3, man. So they become just like the heathen. What did it say in 2 Maccabees? You had the wicked Israelites that what? Took on the ways of the heathen, man. They made a covenant with the heathen to what? To have a license to do as what the heathen does, man. Okay, so that's a form of oppression as well. Yeah, Esau, Edom using our own people to oppress us, man. Okay, this is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 3. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, exactly. But through the prudent of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And you have people, that's another thing too, you have a lot of people that's under these bewitching and witchcrafts, all right, especially with the medicines, that they were committing suicides, committing homicides. Okay, people are depressed. All right, and you know, you have people just saying, hey man, I'm sick and tired of being here, I should just end my life, man. And that reminds me, that's the book of Job, as a matter of fact. Let me get that out if you don't mind. Job
brother,
3.
come on, open the gate, let the waters flood. Hey,
that's
beautiful, YAHAWAH, man, the brother, hey, the waterfall and precepts, the people who come back and watch these videos, you feeding them, man. The waterfall, you know, add to the spiritual potluck, man.
That spiritual potluck, as a brother always says, beautiful. This is kind of remind me of Job, the 3rd chapter. And if you jump down to verse 17, I'll read 17 to 8 to 19. It says, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. So this is talking about basically what? Being in the grave, being dead, because Job was, we know that Job was going through some hell, man. And he was saying, man, like, I don't want to live anymore. Okay, but we can also equate this to how the people are under that, as the brother said before we got on, that low vibration, man. People just want to end it all. Okay, Job 3 and 17 says, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressors. This is going to what? The spiritual realm. Okay. Verse 19 says, the small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. You see that? Woo. So you have people offering themselves, man, because they're sick and tired of this place, man. They understand that the mirth of the land is gone. You have people protesting. All right. The economic infrastructure is collapsing. You have banks saying, hey, we can't allow you to take this much money out your own bank. It's supposed to be your money. Okay. And the wise see this, man. This is why we hide ourselves in the secret place of the Most High, man. The scriptures say what? That the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself, man. Only the simple pass on and are punished. And the simple are those who say, hey, you know what? YOLO, Okay, yeah, we all gonna die anyways, man. But let's live life, man. Let's live our best life. But at the end of the day, when all hell break loose, they had this what? Liberty to get this word, man. Liberty to what? Heed to the prophets. Okay? The prophets all over the airwaves, man. You don't think when Jake is scrolling down YouTube that he's not going to see an Israelite camp talking about Bible prophecy? And what do? They just pass right through it, man. All right? That's all to it, man. Hey, at the end of the day, they're going to get this, man, because they despise the word.
Hey, and what's the cut, too, about them saying YOLO? What did the angel tell John the Revelator in the 10th chapter of Revelation? You shall prophesy again against many nations and kingdoms of war. So stop it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what did YAHAWASHI say in Matthew, the 11th chapter? Did not he say that John the Baptist was Elijah?
Elijah, yep. Reincarnation.
Stop it.
Reincarnation, man. That's the reincarnation, man. Okay? So you're going against reincarnation, thinking that you only live once, man. But guess what? You're not wise. Because if you had the wisdom, you also dwell in the scriptures and study. You'll understand that the Bible, this is Bible prophecy. We're in the time of the end, man. Not time to party.
And what did YAHAWASHI say in Matthew the 19th chapter? He said, and you 12 will sit on 12 thrones in the regeneration, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So they can stop all, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. This is Sirach 10:4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it that is profitable, man. One that is profitable. And that's who? YAHAWASHI, man. YAHAWASHI is coming back to claim this place, man. But he has to what? He's going to come through with the chariots of the Lord, all right, the host of heaven, and destroy this place, man.
Hey, remember, you open up with hey, Shalom, brother Bayon, YAHAWASHI, hey, remember you open up with what was it, Daniel's, when it said the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men?
Daniel 4:17, Yep.
Right. So the brother right here he just pretty much confirmed it as well through the spirit. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. Going back to Job 9:24, the earth given to the hands of the wicked. That's why the wise, righteous man is constantly oppressed, because the Lord letting us know this is not your rest. And I wasn't trying to rhyme. You know what I'm just saying though.
Yep.
So we know why we're here.
Exactly. That's what the Lord tells us. If I get that, I think it's in Micah.
Something came to mind. I thought about Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch, y'all know why I'm here. I just don't want to get fined. Y'all know why we just don't want to die. Real talk. Yeah,
exactly.
I know why we're here.
This is Micah 2:10. This is what the Lord was telling us to do spiritually. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Okay. Man. It says, because it is polluted, man. Everything's polluted here. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Okay. So that means what? Physically, mentally, and spiritually. So we're supposed to what? Become new creatures. We're supposed to come into repentance and understand that we are in the land of our captivity, and we're not placed here to live our best lives, man, to live our lives like it's golden. All right. Remember that song, living my life like it's golden, man. And I wrote
living my life. What? But hold on, Salaki though. Notice who was singing the song. It was a woman.
It was a woman.
It was a woman. And that's the lapdog for Esau, especially the Israelite woman. Oh my God. Boy, stop.
What's that? That's a spirit too. I got to get that, because that's also a form of oppression, man, due to this backwards, upside down society. I think it's Isaiah 3. Gotta get that. Isaiah 3
or 12.
Isaiah 3 and 12. Yep. It says, as for my people, children are the oppressors. And this also goes for those badass kids too. But when you think about it too, Esau Edom is a kid, man. He's a big kid, a sore loser. It says, as for my people, children are the oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths, man. So who is leading this nation, man? Who is leading this corporation, I should say? Okay, because this is not a country. America, which means bitter, this is a corporation which makes money off especially Eve, man, especially feminism, okay, and keeps the masculine righteous man in a low place, right? The princess in a low place. You got it, Doc?
Keep it in mind, because I don't want you to veer off from why you got it. Yep. Remember, you had mentioned the song "Live My Life Like It's Gold," and I said, well, remember, the Israelite woman is Esau's lapdog. You just read when it said that women and children are oppressed, and women rule over us, and them that rule over us lead us to err. Now the children really go back to Esau, Edom, but he set the woman above us, and they lead us, and they oppress us as well. Exactly. Prime example: how you gonna have a woman over the children by having something called child support, and you take the child from the father? Remember what it says: there is no hedge there. The woman is spoiled. Yep. So the woman, the man is so Esau separates the man from the children. So the woman's raising the children. That's the weaker vessel, like the scripture says. So guess what? And then they use the women against you, because women are hypergamous by nature, meaning that they always looking for a man that's stronger, that has more resources, that can provide for them. Well, like they say, well, hell, I don't need you, because I know that Zaddy gonna send your ass to court and gonna make you pay for me and the kids. Rather than rationally, since the man makes more money than the woman, why not the child be with the father instead? So that's oppression among a man. Then let's say a man may lose his job for whatever reason, and then he stopped paying child support because he can't work for a little bit or whatever. He trying to find work, but he missed a payment. Then they will suspend his driver license. So how the hell the man gonna get to work? Exactly. So it's just constantly oppressing the man. It's like the man need his car, his vehicle, to get back and forth to work, to and fro. But because he missed the payment, maybe because he was late to work one day, and they said, well, we're just gonna fire you. So he gonna find another job, and then maybe he's late on one payment, but he's still paying the child support. Then you suspend his license, he get pulled over. That's another ticket, and he got just constant oppression. Now you want this man to do what? Pay for two households, hers and his, and you know damn well she ain't using the money for the child, and they ain't monitoring that shit, because the last time I checked, I think the court system get like over 50% of all the money in child support. So they ain't gonna never stop this shit, because they getting their money and don't give a damn about the man, and the woman getting all that money, and they ain't monitoring how the woman spending the damn money. That's fucking oppression, man.
That's
go ahead,
and then you know what? When you think about it too, they just want to make wage slaves out of us, man. That's what they want. They want your ass to work. They want your ass to work until you drop dead, man. Especially the Israelite men. All right. That's that reminds me of and I hand it over to you. That's the spirit. I got to get it. Where is it? The Book of Lamentations. Slakia.
Hey, get that. I'm gonna read this really quick. Jeremiah 31-22 from Gazat Ben YAHAWAH. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Facts.
Beautiful. Woman shall compass a man. And because of that, the man is deemed a slave now, man. A man is looked at a walking ATM, okay, especially by the state, to make us labor until we drop dead. This is Lamentations 5, and I'm starting at verse 5, and it says, our necks are under persecution, we labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread, man. And this is what we're doing. All right, you got brothers under that support, man, trying to do their best to make ends meet. But they got the garnishments. You even got, I remember there was a video of a dude that got a check for $0.00, man. They took everything, man. God, they took everything, They took everything, man. And you see Esau, Edom, like how the serpent, all right, which is not a snake, it was a man, a subtle creature, okay, a deceitful man deceived Eve. So in this case, Eve is like, hey, as long as we keep gassing the woman up, she's strong and independent, she doesn't need a man, All right, let's hire celebrities like Beyonce and Cardi B, who have husbands, by the way.
Dummy.
Who have freaking husbands, by the
That's
way.
how gullible these women are.
Exactly.
Hold on, I can find another you in a minute. Jay-Z cheat on your goofy ass. You got pregnant, stay with him, and had his baby.
Exactly.
You dummy. Cardi B, I don't cook, I don't clean. Offset, record her. I better quit lying out there. And these women still act. It's crazy, bro. They just, that's how the weaker vessel. That's a prime example of them being a weaker vessel. Go ahead, Al.
Yep. Brother put, where is it? Just seen something. Salakia. Oh, yeah. Here it goes. So I want to get into this because even though that we're under oppression, there's going to be a time where the yoke is going to be cut off our neck. All right. This is Kazakh ban YAHAWAH with Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. So right now we're in that that season of purpose, that season and purpose of what? For us to basically suffer for our transgressions, right? But we're coming out of that, man, slowly. Okay. And we're gonna be free, man. We're gonna be free of all this oppression. This is Salaki. This is Ecclesiastes 3:2. It says a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And Esau and Edom's kingdom is going to get plucked up. Okay, they're going to be cut down like the grass, man. As it says in the book of Psalms. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 3. It says a time to kill. And that brings me to what? When we have that two-edged sword literally in our hands, and a time to heal. And what are the prophets doing now through the scriptures, man? We're healing, man. We're giving out healing, spiritual healing, man. Okay. And it says a time to break down and a time to build up. The tabernacle of David is being rebuilt as we speak. Okay. The tabernacle of David is being built up into a strong fortitude, man. Which what? We're going to break down all the other nations with a rod of iron. Okay. But right now, guess what? We have the spiritual sword. All right. Hebrews 4:12. We have that two-edged sword cutting in asunder, man, through flesh and spirit, man. Okay. Also, I want to get something real quick. It's in Isaiah. That's beautiful too. That's the spirit. Isaiah 49:2. Okay. And it says, and he hath made my mouth like a sharp sword. Woo. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me. So as prophets, as seers, we can see that. That's like a samurai slice, man. Shing, right back in the shaft, man. So every time we come out with the word, all right, of YAHAWASHI, it's cutting down these devils, man. Spiritually, they're feeling it.
And two-thirds.
And two-thirds, man. All right, to the point where they're losing all type of hope, man. All right, they're losing hope. They are. They are losing hope, man. You got people crying in their cars. I don't even know if I want to go back to work, man. All right, you got people crying all over TikTok. You had that Sheetamite talking about it's over to all so-called white people.
Yeah. She like a dyke, but she was like, guys, it's over. It was a good run, you know. It's just no, it ain't. It ain't over. It ain't even begun yet for your.
She don't even know. She don't even know.
They have no clue. Not a
don't
clue.
Even know, man. She doesn't even know, man. All the hell is about to come in. Jeremiah 30:7. Jacob's troubles, man. The race wars. Okay, the chariots against Esau's space force. That Rome against Rome, kingdom against kingdom.
And that's what these Edomites don't really understand. Yeah. Y'all, a lot of y'all got y'all guns. A lot of y'all know how to hunt and know how to have survival tactics. But just like a lot of our people who's in the military know how to do that, whatever, it's a lot of Edomites out here that don't know how to do that.
Exactly.
They are city people. They don't know how to go out there and hunt and do all that. Just like it's a lot of Jakes that don't know how to go out and hunt and do all of that. But guess what? Think about Jake. Jake are like bulls in the net full of all the fury and anger of the Lord. They coming after you. They coming to your suburbs.
Yep.
Listen, they're gonna take your food. They're gonna grape your daughters, right? They're gonna ravage everything. And Jacob here is see, we understand that
That's
the
right
Lord
here.
chose the weakest of all the heathen nations to take us down. That's by a curse.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand. An Israelite Jake, full with all the rage and fury of the Lord, and Jacob's trouble gonna be hell to Edomites, man. Go ahead,
Yeah. Yep. And that's the spirit, because Jake does have a harboring hatred, man. They have a harboring anger, I should say, for the wicked, man, the so-called white man, woman, and child. This is Genesis 49 and verse 9. It says, Judah, or YAHAWAH, is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, right? Because what? We became slaves, right? We became under submission. But it says, he shall couch as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? So the Lord is allowing what? The wicked to rouse up Jake, man. Starting with the head tribe. And once the head tribe is roused and ready to go, that's when all the tribes are going to follow after, which is going to go into 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. How one people should stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands, man. Okay? Going into what? He should not have no pity upon his neighbor, all right? But to what? Spoil him for his goods. So we're going into a complete turmoil and chaos, man. But at the end of the day, a wise man will see that this is what? Getting close to our freedom, man. Because right now, we're sick of this oppression. We're sick of seeing the wicked in rulership, man. We're just tired of it. And we're praying to the Lord, man. See, we're sighing and crying for the abominations done in the midst thereof, man. Saying, Lord, how long? You know, we ready, Lord. We ready to get out of here, you know?
Shalom, Khan, God. Shalom. YAHAWASHI, Bashim, QADASH, Barakatam.
Hey, shalom, Khan, God. YAHAWASHI, Bashim, QADASH, Barakatam. So the brother brought out, Brother Bayan brought out Numbers 14 and 18. It says, the Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty. So that means what? They're not going to get away. The wicked's not going to get away with what they did, man, especially for their perpetual hatred against our people. It says, visiting the iniquity, which means sin upon sin, the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation, man. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai got to remember too that he deals with nations, man. Okay, the scriptures tell us to what? Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their what? Their fathers. You see that?
Regeneration,
man. After death shall the judgment come. And guess what? The names of the wicked will be what? Manifested, man. We're going to know who the wicked is. And we're also going to know who the just are.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we read that. Get a couple of more. Let's see. Yep. This is Kazak Ban Yahawah with Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that which write grievousness which they have prescribed. Exactly, man. The child support laws, okay. All types of wickedness that they pass in office, man. To place the masculine man out the house and have the women leave.
Taxing same-sex marriage, taxing people. All right. Allowing Monsanto products to go out. Right. People don't even know Monsanto actually created what was it? Agent Orange, whatever.
Agent Orange in Vietnam.
Right, in Vietnam. And guess who bought out Monsanto? Bayer. And that's who made aspirin.
Oh shit. I don't even know that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. They mastered. See what they did? They did what a lot of clubs back in the 80s used to do, whatever. Oh, they were known for prostitution and drugs and all this and that. So that it'll be the same establishment. They'll just put a different name on it. That's exactly what Monsanto did. They got bought up by Bayer. So they're doing the same thing. It's just that they're on a different disguise.
Hey, well, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man.
And when I was vegan, I used to buy a lot of that, the faux meat and all that, the plant-based and all that stuff.
John, yep.
To find out, Bill Snakes, he bought, I think it was Beyond Meat, whatever, right? Now studies are coming out that stuff leading to cancer. it's just so much. It's just so much wickedness going on in this world. It comes to the point that wickedness has become so normalized in this society. You just become desensitized.
Exactly.
Think about it. Don't you remember there was a time? I don't know if it was during the Obama time. Probably was Obama time when literally they were showing us getting shot on TV by police or laying dead in the street. It's like, and no man shall buy thee, no man shall save thee. Who the hell is fighting and defending us? That's why people are the short for a lack of knowledge, because they still thinking to go down the legislation, to go down and vote. It's like they didn't vote for your ass to go into slavery. They did that by force. Like the Lord said, the saints shall take the kingdom. We have no Jesus on the summit, man. Fuck all that. I be getting upset because Jake just so freaking docile, man. This man not to give. All of a sudden, they want to give you reparations for what? The dollar collapsing anyway. You know, Swiss gonna take over. BRICS gonna take over. All the other countries, they saying forget the dollar, man. Hey, Russia, what's up? India, what's up? China, what's up? And then I just saw an article where India is in a dilemma whether or not they want to continue to buy arms from Russia or from the United States. And India is also a country. Well, damn, it really could be a continent, but really it's a country, right? That's has nuclear capabilities. People don't understand, man. The United States, the westernized societies, the UN and NATO, they're not really doing anything. Because China is the mass distributor of the world. And they dealing with Russia too. How many people living in China? Let's just say 1 billion. How many people living in India? Let's just say 1 billion. How many people living in Russia? Let's just say 1 billion. That's a little under 40% of the world population. Think about that. People not really understanding that. Look how big Russia is the landmass. Look how big China is the landmass. Look how big India is the landmass. People don't understand that. The United States is losing its power. They're getting rid of the dollar. Think about this though. This reminds me of the Beast I Hate the Whore. Remember Nord Stream pipeline that Germany, who's also a part of EU and NATO, that was going with Russia to get energy from them. Evidence coming out that Biden was the reason why it blew up. So think about this. Because the EU are getting energy from the United States. If the EU said, listen here, we're going to start spending our money with Russia, guess what? That's going to drop the GDP in America. So now it's like, hold on, Germany, like, wait a minute, United States. Don't you know we spent billions of dollars to build this pipeline? You blew it up. And then in the news, they're talking about Russia blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. Why the hell would I invest $100,000 in a 1967 Chevy GT500 Mustang, aka Eleanor, from going to 60 seconds just to blow the engine on? Why would I do that? It's what you said Russia did. You know what I'm saying? But the gullible people in America will believe that. Man, America losing its grip. Even their own allies are at variance with thee. That's why they talk shit about what's his name, Trudeau in France. Oh, he's weak. No. That motherfucker smart. He said they said themselves, America don't give a damn about nobody but themselves.
Yep. So,
and that's I know I kind of went left a little bit, but I'm just saying this is what's going to lead up to World War III for real. This is going to lead up to the beast, the 7 heads being EU, and the 10 horns being NATO turning against America. Because they losing their grip. How was the whole hammer of the earth been broken asunder?
Yep.
They're losing. Go ahead.
Exactly. And that's beautiful too. That's beautiful too, because that brought me to Obadiah 1:7 when it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. That's a future prophecy, man.
Germany did that. We're gonna do international business, commercing with your enemy. That's why you blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. That's a prime example. Go ahead,
Yep. And it says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no
money
in him. Yep, that money. Yep, that money. And in verse 8 says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? So when you think about it, man, you know, these Edomites and rulership are just being found out, man. They committing stupid acts, man, to even the come on, they're getting exposed all over the place, man. You know that? So yeah, man.
The comments really quick. The brother Bayan dropped the jewel, which I mean, it's a lot of jewels here. I'm just talking, you know. He dropped one at the right moment. Joel 3 and 9 and 10. It says it's way at the bottom if you want to get it. Proclaim this among the Gentiles. All right, all nations outside of the nation of Israel. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Hey, that was the Lord putting the hooks back in the jaw of Russia. Going back to the USSR days. And they weren't talking about going nuclear until they invaded Ukraine, right? Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. What does that mean? When America have bombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima, they have all nations at attention, like, oh shoot, even Russia, right? But now they not the only one that got nuclear capabilities now. Why you think Israel keep talking about, oh, Iran may have a nuclear weapon? Oh, China this, Russia that. Kim Jong-un is like the smallest out of all the nations. They got nuclear capabilities, and they constantly test the shit over there.
Always weapon testing. As you always hear about that.
Yeah, you got the West over there in South Korea, all right, beefing with North Korea, and you also got them over there dealing with Taiwan, all right, beefing with China. And I just saw where they're gonna send like 200 some U.S. soldiers over there to Taiwan. It's bro, it's so much going on in the world. It's so beautiful, but it's like people, TikTok this. Watch this guy look at me in the gym when I'm doing my squats with these tight ass pants.
The same shit over and over again. I'm like, man, y'all gonna die, man. Y'all gonna fucking die, man.
Yeah, yo, man, watch me risk this chick. Have you ever cheated on your boyfriend? Yeah, I have with like 4 friends, and I have. Like, how much do a man need to make for you? Oh, he gotta make at least $400K. Bitch, you probably didn't even count $4,000 in your life at one time. I'm like, this is what's going on in America while they preparing for war, while they talking about going nuclear.
Folly is set in great dignity, man. Folly is set in great dignity. I was joking with my the guy at my job. I was like, man, like right now they're gonna be like, you know, he got to make 6 figures and this and this and that. I was like, all right, well, when digital currency comes, what they're gonna start saying? If he don't got 4C hips, I ain't messing with him. Yo, we started to die. It's like,
hey, listen here. If he ain't got 3 Bitcoins, we can't talk. Like, what?
Exactly, man. Exactly. But hey, man, this place is finished, man. All right, let me just bring out a little bit more on that because the brother put out Joel 3 and 10. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So this is going into what? Thermonuclear World War III, man. Okay, the second war is past. The third war cometh quickly. If you go into the book of Jeremiah, I saw verse 25. It says, the Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. It says, for this is the work of the Lord Yahawah of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Verse 26 says, come against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. So the Lord is talking about wiping this place into smithereens, man. The scriptures say that that the dragons of the wilderness are gonna inhabit there, man. You're gonna have wild animals there, man. that's how desolate and cleared out the Lord's gonna excuse my language. The Lord's gonna freaking blow this place up, man. Okay, I'm gonna jump down to verse 29, and it says, call together the archers against Babylon, right? Thermonuclear nuclear missiles, all the countries that have nuclear capabilities, right? It says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against the Lord, Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel, man. You see that? And that's a double whammy, because it says what? It says, recompense her according to her work. Now, what does it also say? It tells us to recompense unto her double, man. So the men of the Lord, when we become those battle axes and weapons of war, Lord willing, man. Come on, man. Double, bro. Double, man. And guess what? No more oppression. Deuteronomy 30:7 will take place. It will be in its perfection. All the curses shall fall upon thine enemies, which have hated and persecuted us, man. You see that? And that's when, that's when we can have the Israelite party. You know what I'm saying? We could dwell in the house of mirth at that time, like the brother just brought out.
Yeah,
it's a time in the season.
Right.
Exactly. It's a time in the season for everything. You got it, Doc.
Back you up real quick. This is Nahum chapter 1, verse 2. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. All right, jumping down to verse 6. Who can stand before his indignation? Or who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. This is going back into when you're talking about thermonuclear warhead.
Yep.
Because when it spoke about the Lord, his way is in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. They go to show you that every tornado, every hurricane is of the Lord. And in addition, when it says the clouds are the dust of his feet, what do it mean he walking on clouds? That's talking about the chariots.
Chariots.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
So, and there's been a plethora of sightings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right. But anyways, going back, Nahum 1:6, 1:7. The Lord is good. See, all that sounded evil and bad, right? But notice who it's for. But listen to this part.
Exactly.
The Lord is good. YAHAWASHI, a stronghold in the day of trouble. And he knoweth them that trust in him. We ain't got to worry about the precepts up above. Actually, we root on the precepts up above. Because the Lord said he revengeth and he is furious for who? His adversaries and his enemies. Think about that. The Lord, we spoke about it at the beginning of the video. The Lord loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. And you said it earlier. Knowledge of wisdom shall be the stability of thy times.
Strength and salvation, the fear of the Lord is treasure.
Yeah. Right. So verse 8. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do ye imagine against the Lord? He will make an end. This is the point I want to get at. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. So when all this happened, the Lord said we will never go back into captivity again.
Yep.
And think about this. We've been in many captivities, but the Bible wasn't around then. The Bible only came available to us when we went into Babylon, the mystery whore Babylon, the captivity. The Lord said, after this captivity, you will not go into slavery again.
Yep. Beautiful.
The oppression will see. The oppression will see. Ooh, got a precept. Go ahead, Ark.
Yeah, you bring that out, Ark. Precious cease. That's beautiful, man. That goes beautiful with the topic, man.
Yeah, it's just beautiful because I thought about the oppressor, right? Isaiah chapter 14.
Oh, okay, I got one.
You know where I'm going. Isaiah chapter 14, verse.
I'm in Isaiah 2. That's great.
That thou shalt, matter of fact, let me go to 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor, going back to the beginning of the whole video, seized the gold and seized. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. What does that mean, a scepter of the rulers? When you're in royalty, you have a scepter. Like think about the Pope. He has like this flamboyant, this glamorous scepter, right? A stick, right? And also a stick also can mean power. When Moses was with us and we were fighting against the Canaanites, when Moses had the staff, but what happened? We prevailed against our enemy.
We overcame them.
All getting heavy and falling, the enemy will prevail against us. So then I think it was Aaron and I think Joshua helped them hold it up, which really was for the Lord, but that was just symbolic. The staff has power. When he was against the wizards of Pharaoh, he dropped the staff and it turned to a serpent, right? So the Lord said, no, I'm going to take your power and I'm going to take your royalty. All right?
God. Yep.
Chapter 14, verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke of perpetual hatred, he that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindering. Man, call her lawyer like YAHAWASHI YAHAWAH. And jumping down, Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, reincarnation, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Hey,
and then just to top it off, because I was the spirit, because I was like, when I was looking for, I was like, yo, where's that precept at? Yeah, I was in Isaiah too, man, the book of Isaiah. But this is Isaiah 20, the 25th chapter. And I'll close out with this. I'm gonna start at verse 1. And I'll probably read down. I will read down to verse 9. I'll read down to verse 9. Come. Isaiah 25 and verse 1, it says, O Yahawah, thou art my power. I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsels of old are faithfulness and truth. For thou hast made a city an heap, of a defenced city a ruined, a palace of strangers to be no city, it shall never be built. And that's beautiful that you brought out what? That they should not fill the place with cities, man.
Right.
And it says, therefore shall the strong people glorify thee, and Salakia, therefore shall the strong people glorify thee, the city of the terrible nation shall fear thee.
Terrible.
For thou hast been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat. That kind of reminds me of what? That strong tower, man. Okay, blocking that sun. You get that shade. You know what I'm saying? The name of the Lord. It says a shadow from the heat when the blast, right? The thermonuclear missiles, when the blast of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall. Thou shalt bring down the noise of the strangers as the heat in a dry place, even the heat with a shadow of a cloud. That's in chariots. The branch of the terrible one shall be brought low. It says, in this mountain shall the Lord of hosts make unto all people a feast of fat things, a feast of wines, and on the lees of fat things full of marrow, of wines on the lees well refined. And that kind of reminds me of the sacrifices, man. How many dead bodies? And it says, and he will destroy in this mountain, this kingdom, right? This kingdom, the face of covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Everybody's coming to the fruition, the realization that Esau, Edom is the devil. Okay.
Right.
Now check this out. Verse 8. This is beautiful right here. He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord Yahawah will wipe away tears from off all faces. Right? That's going into what? The earth shall rejoice, man. The earth is going to be happy, especially us. That's under this oppression. And it says, And the rebuke of his people, the Israelites, shall he take away from off all the earth, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it.
Ooh.
And it says, last verse, and it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power, Yahweh. We have waited for him, and he will save us. This is the Lord Yahweh. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation, man. You see that? So at the end of the day, Akiwa Agwathium, when we're waiting, constantly waiting, enduring hardness, we understand we're under oppression. But at the end of the day, we see the light at the end of the tunnel, man. Okay? We got to keep doing this work and hoping in the Lord. This oppression, this light affliction is yet before a moment. Okay? Yet before a moment. And Yahawashi overcame death. So guess what, man? That gives us hope to overcome it as well, man. All right? And Shalom,
brother,
Shalom, the brothers on the comment board. Shalom, dropping the fire, man.
Hey, one more, just one more.
Yeah, bring it out.
The brother Chazak Ben Yahweh to drop Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God, YAHAWASHI, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee.
Yep.
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. Facts.
Yep. Hey, we're gonna be what? Our feet is gonna be washing the blood of the wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, at the end of the day, Akiwa Akwathium, we have hope, man. We have Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, they won't lie, man. Okay, we have those promises, man. We have rulership. All we have to do is show that we're worthy, man. To not take our hand off the plow, to constantly pray, to constantly watch. Okay, and guess what, man? Let brotherly love continue. All right, you got brothers going through hell, man. Be there for your brothers, like this brother, man. Okay, and other brothers that I talk to. We all going through this, man. But we also gotta hold each other up, man. Okay, comfort each other with these words, and I pray that this was a comfort to you brothers and sisters out there, as long as it as well as it being edifying as well and encouraging. Okay, you got anything else up?
No, I just want to say, hey man, y'all like the video to put the brother into the algorithm as well.
The water Aki wa Agwa Yum.
I pray y'all edified and fed,
Come. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, RAWACHAA, QADASH. Again, peace and blessings go from the elect. All right, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and to the elder bishops, and much respect to the mighty Gabarim and to the Gabarim making the videos of edification. All right, salutations to the whole family. Let's get it abroad. Hey, oppression maketh the wise man mad, but guess what? At the end of the day, we're going to tread in the blood of the wicked, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will wipe the tears away from our eyes. Shalom.
Shalom.